They are the ultimate symbols of speed, luxury, and global reach. For over 6 decades, one name has dominated the private hangar. Here is every Gulfstream model that shaped the business world. First up, 1950s, Grumman Gulfstream 1. Taking us back to the late 50s, this twin-engine turboprop actually kicked off the whole legacy. It proved corporate travel didn't have to be slow, offering a roomy, pressurized cabin for actual comfort. Now let's look at 1960s, Grumman Gulfstream 2. Moving right into the jet age, they added rear-mounted engines and the swept wing. What is fascinating is how this model basically normalized flying coast-to-coast fast in a private aircraft. TC-4. Now, the military actually picked this one up as a flying classroom. It gave Navy and Marine navigators an incredibly stable platform to learn complex bombing and radar systems while up in the air. Then, VC-4. This version was custom-built for the Coast Guard to move their command staff quickly. It was basically a highly dependable executive transport that could handle the demanding environments of coastal operations. Now this is the VC-11. You don't see these often. It is a rare, specialized variant meant for shuttling top government officials around. Its service record is a great reminder of how incredibly adaptable the original airframe was. Next up, 1970s, Gulfstream American AA-1. Stepping into the general aviation scene, this light two-seater was just plain fun. Pilots really appreciated the responsive handling and simple design, making it an affordable little weekend flyer for the everyday person. Gulfstream American AA-5. This 4-seat light plane became super popular for flight training and private travel. What made it stand out was that cool sliding canopy, which gave it a totally different vibe from standard single engines. Then, Gulfstream American GA-7. Think of this clean, light twin as the perfect stepping stone. It was specifically built to help newer pilots comfortably transition into flying multi-engine aircraft without feeling entirely overwhelmed by the complex controls. Next, Gulfstream American G-164. Switching gears to agriculture, this rugged biplane is honestly a farming legend. Purpose-built for crop dusting, its sturdy frame let agricultural pilots pull off those low-altitude maneuvers safely over massive open fields. Next, Gulfstream Hustler 400. This is a weird piece of history. They tried combining a turboprop up front with a jet engine in back. The goal was taking off short but flying fast, though it never quite caught on. Gulfstream 3. Back to business jets. This model stretched out the fuselage and introduced those signature winglets. It bumped up the range significantly, showing the industry what the next generation of corporate travel should look like. Continuing with 1980s, Gulfstream Commander. If you needed great visibility and the ability to land on shorter runways, this high-wing turboprop was the answer. It became a super common sight for business owners who valued reliable, flexible daily operations. Gulfstream Peregrine. Here is a fascinating prototype. The company actually tried breaking into the single-engine jet market with this sleek T-tail design. Even though it didn't enter full production, it really shows their willingness to experiment. Gulfstream 4. This jet changed everything by bringing advanced glass cockpits to the lineup. With stronger engines, it could easily hop across the ocean, cementing its status as one of the most recognizable business planes ever. SRA-4. Proving it wasn't just for executives. This variant was stripped down and loaded with high-tech sensors. The military used it for long-range reconnaissance, showing just how tough the underlying civilian airframe actually was. Then C-20. This was essentially a corporate jet wearing a uniform. It safely transported high-ranking military officials all over the world, combining that signature plush comfort with incredibly strict, demanding Defense Department safety standards. Next on the list is 1990s. Gulfstream 5. Ultra-long-range travel really started here. By letting people fly halfway around the globe without a fuel stop, it completely shifted how global business operated. Suddenly, continents felt just a single, smooth flight away. C-37. Based directly on the civilian 5 series, the government trusts this plane with its most sensitive missions. It quietly moves top US leaders globally, proving that corporate tech translates perfectly to military reliability. Next up, 2000s. Gulfstream G100. Starting life known as the Astra, they designed this mid-sized jet purely for speed. It is a sleek, highly efficient option if you need to knock out shorter trips quickly without burning excess fuel. Gulfstream G150. They took the mid-sized concept and made the cabin a bit wider while pushing the range further. It's a sweet spot for flying into smaller regional airports while still keeping the passengers very comfortable. Gulfstream G200. Originally called the Galaxy, this model offered an impressive amount of standing room compared to others in its class. Even today, it remains a very practical and popular choice on the used jet market. Gulfstream G300. Think of this as the high-value entry point for large cabins. They optimized it for regional travel, giving people all the quiet productivity space of a bigger jet without paying for unnecessary long-range capacity. Gulfstream G350. By taking the heavy-duty tech from their flagship models, they made this highly dependable domestic workhorse. It lets corporate flight departments operate a spacious aircraft on much shorter routes without overspending on fuel. Up next, Gulfstream G400. As a smart update to an older classic, this aircraft really locked in the brand's premium reputation. It is a fantastic reminder of why these solid airframes stay in the skies for so long. Up next, Gulfstream G450. They took a widely loved airframe and stuffed it with completely modern avionics. It stayed in production for over a decade simply because pilots trusted it and passengers loved the incredibly smooth, reliable ride. Gulfstream G500. This is where fly-by-wire controls stepped into the spotlight. It represented a huge technical leap for the company, offering crews enhanced safety features while quickly whisking passengers across continents in a very modern cabin. Gulfstream G550. For a very long time, this was just the industry benchmark. Known for setting speed records, its incredible reliability has made it an absolute favorite for flight departments coordinating demanding, long-range international travel. Gulfstream G650. When people think of private jets, they usually picture this one. It flies further and faster than almost anything out there, all while keeping the spacious cabins surprisingly quiet during those lengthy cross-ocean trips. The next one, C-38. Moving back to military variants, this compact jet acts as a rapid response tool. It handles vital courier missions and moves important personnel around the country without drawing too much unnecessary attention to itself. Now let's look at 2010s. Gulfstream G280. Leading the super midsize pack, the climb performance on this thing is wild. It gets up to cruising altitude extremely fast, making it super practical for operating out of trickier airports with shorter runways. Gulfstream G600. If you like flying near the speed of sound, you will appreciate this model. Its advanced wing design cuts through the air so efficiently, making long ocean crossings feel surprisingly short and very comfortable. NC-37. It might look like a standard jet, but it is actually a flying laboratory. Filled with heavy sensors, the military uses this specific plane to gather critical data and conduct highly advanced electronic research. To wrap things up, 2020s. Gulfstream G700. This is basically modern design at its peak. Featuring one of the largest cabins available, it feels a lot like a high-end hotel room while quietly flying you halfway across the world without stopping. Gulfstream G800. When distance is the main priority, this plane delivers. With an incredible 8,000 nautical mile range, it easily connects the most distant cities on the planet, skipping fuel stops and saving passengers a ton of time. EA-37. To wrap up, this one tackles modern electronic warfare. It replaces aging military aircraft to disrupt enemy signals faster and more effectively, keeping friendly forces protected by completely shutting down hostile airspace communications.